just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Team Texas Tuesday, and I'm excited about the guests we'll have on the show today. Asked one of my brothers to step in. He and I were kind of talking about it yesterday on the show about the positive tests in Florida. Yesterday, it was 11 players and 2 staff members. And then, sure enough, I said yesterday on the show, they say 13. It's probably 20. It's probably closer to 20. And sure enough, we got breaking news today that the number has grown by 4. 4 more players have tested positive for coronavirus with the Miami Marlins. So I don't say that to gloat. I don't say that to do a victory dance that I was right or anything like that. It's more of this thing is so fluid. It is so fluid. And depending upon who you talk to and when, it changes. And that's why there is so much speculation on whether or not teams will be able to finish the season if, seasons or leagues like the NBA and the WNBA and even the NFL are going to be able to get it in. It's not political for me anyway, because, there's some people you can't say hi to them without them saying something about their political party or affiliation. That is not me. I mean, I want the people that are in office to be successful. Why? Because then we're all successful, hopefully. If that's not the case, then hey, I don't know what else to tell you. But for me, I want folks to win, and I also believe that you can be of one party and we be okay, and you can be of the other party, you'll be okay. I'm not into this fear mongering. I don't think that all communities are going to go to heck in a handbasket because a different party gets in, and I don't think we're going to be elevating to the glories of glories and the highest of highs if the other party stays in. It's just one of those things where it's an ebb and flow kind of thing. I'm not straddling the fence. I am an independent voter. I'm not straddling the fence. I am just simply saying it will not be the end of the world no matter what happens. This coronavirus is a little different. This coronavirus is one of these things where if we don't take it seriously, then guess what? All the best plans, best intentions, all that could be for naught. It's that simple. I mean, you got now 15 players with the Miami Marlins that have tested positive. Where did they get it? Who did they come in contact with? To me, now the work begins, and not just take me out to the ballpark. There are so many people that could be affected by one. So many more that could be affected by 2. But by God, we got 15 now. And that 15, again, can turn into more before it's all over. Last night, the Miami Marlins and the, who were they supposed to play? Oh, God, of course I got the wrong thing. Of course I got the wrong thing. No, I don't. I got it. Miami and Baltimore. Miami and Baltimore got canceled last night, or postponed. Let me say it right. Postponed. But the interesting thing is the Phillies and the Yankees got postponed because I think the Yankees were going to have to use the same locker room as what Miami would have used. So, they wanted to err on the side of caution. I got my first guest in. Let me get him on right now. Willie Gibson from Columbus, Ohio. What's going on, Willie?
You got it, boss. How you feeling? Thanks for having me.
I feel great, man. I feel great sitting here talking about this deal with the Miami Marlins. Started off like 11 plus 2 staff people. I said yesterday it's probably more than that. I threw out crazy numbers, 20, 29.
You did.
Got 4 more today.
Right. Fair enough.
We're up to 15 now, 17 if you count the staffers.
Right.
In math, we were taught to round up above 5.
Sure. 5 and above up.
We're in essence at 20.
Fair enough.
We get 5 more and we're at 30.
Right. That's the whole team at that point.
Willie, first of all, tell everybody who you are and a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
I don't. Thank you again for the opportunity to be with you. Willie Gibson in Columbus, Ohio. Um, been working in sports media about 25 years now, through high school, through college, and professionally as well. Graduate of the Ohio State University.
You gotta say it like you mean it, man.
The is real. It's real. I got my diploma. It says it right here.
Yeah.
The,
Boy, you
the,
better come on and pull out
the.
the
Hold,
whole
hold,
doggone.
hold, hold on. Let me open it up so people ain't nothing in there. Yeah, that's it
Yeah,
right there.
man.
Yeah, that's it right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
The,
That's
the.
what I'm talking about right there.
Indeed, indeed. Been working in sports radio off and on. Like I said, for about 25 years. I've been doing some things freelance. Uh, Most recently, I worked with Voice America. Been covering the Cleveland Browns for them, going into my third year.
Mhm.
So we'll see how that works with the pandemic and social distancing and things like that. Seeing how media will be affected up in Cleveland this year. But that's also two-time ESPN 2 Minute Drill champion back in 2000, 2001.
Wait a minute,
So
tell us about that now. Tell us about that. That's big stuff right there.
a little bit, a little bit. Yeah, it was an opportunity for me. My goal has always been, I think anybody in that time, I was in school with media, was to get to ESPN. And I had an opportunity. They were hosting or looking for auditioners for
Yeah.
a sports trivia show. And
Okay.
had an opportunity, signed up, went to New York, auditioned for the show. Was the first season, won it. I thought that was it, and got a call, came back and said, "Hey, uh, we want you to defend your title." At the time, I was actually looking for a job with
Okay.
ESPN and had gone through the channels and interviewed and met with some VPs and that things of that nature, and I had an opportunity to come back and defend the title, won again, and seemingly at that point, the job offers and the job calls began to get fewer and fewer. And went back for season three, did not successfully three-peat, but
Hard to three.
opportunity.
It's hard
So
to three.
it is. It is. It's hard going from the hunter to the hunted. It really is. That's real. That's real. So
And was there smack talking involved? Were people talking smack to you? Wait.
yeah.
Before you answer that, let me go ahead and hit a quick commercial break.
All
I'll
right.
I'll be right back with Willie Gibson right here on the lunch break.
Want change? We need change. We can be the change. Exercise your right for change on election day. Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. So let's roll to the polls in record numbers and we can make that change. This message is approved by KYOK 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOKradio.org.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816. If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-961-2730. 800-961-2730. That's 800-961-2730.
This is Jasmine Highsmith, and you're having Inside Sports with your lunch here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Jasmine Highsmith, daughter of Alonzo Highsmith from the U. Of course, he played with the Houston Oilers. Now is one of the assistant general managers of the Seattle Seahawks. So big shout out to him and, of course, to my friend Jasmine Highsmith. We got Willie Gibson joining us here in this first hour. Willie is a sports broadcaster, journalist up in the Columbus, Ohio area. Two-time winner of the ESPN Sports Trivia Competition.
2 minute drill. Yep. 2 minute drill.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Hey, man, you need to have that certificate as well. When
I got the trophy right here.
Open it up. Let folks know it's there. You point back. Oh, did you notice that hanging on the back wall right there? See?
Yeah, we got the trophy right here. If you want to see that next time.
Oh man, bruh.
Oh, you want?
Pull it out,
man.
Man. Pull it out. I'll wait right here. You got two-time champion of the sports trivia competition on ESPN.
All right. This is season 2.
Oh, bruh.
This is season 2.
Oh, bruh. Hold on. Man. Slide it over. Slide it over. Look, you let folks. Look. I know some dudes that do jewelry. What you need is a big fat chain around that bad boy, around your neck, man. You know when you run to the store and stuff.
Little Flavor Flav style, huh?
I'm just saying, man. I promise you, if it was mine, I'd have it all right now. It'd be hanging right here. Y'all be like, "Yo, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing?"
Right.
Yeah, because not everybody can say they want it.
2 times, back to back.
They can't say that.
They can't. Only one. One of one.
Man, so we were talking, man, before the break, and I'm sorry I had to cut you off mid-sentence, kind of pay these bills.
Yeah.
But Willie, where we at? What we gonna do? Baseball. What we gonna do?
You know what? Well, before you do that, can I go back to something you said? Alonzo Highsmith, great man. Took care of me. Spoke with him a lot during last year in Cleveland. He was in Cleveland prior to now going to Seattle. So echo your sentiments. Great man. Great man. Great man.
Yeah, man, let me tell you something. I when I tell you that dude is for real. He is for real. The young man that was homeless, college football player, was homeless, was driving back and forth to tryouts and what have you. It wasn't until he got connected to Alonzo Highsmith that he got a legit tryout and was with the team during a couple of the preseason games before unfortunately he got let go. Ended up over in the XFL. We know what happened there. But man, Alonzo's one of those dudes, man. He's got a big heart. He is not just a former college All-American pro football player or assistant GM. He's a brother with a heart, and I respect and appreciate that young man.
Echo all those sentiments, absolutely.
Yeah.
As far as the testing, is baseball. You know what? I've always had the opinion, and that sports is a microcosm of society.
Yeah.
So what are we dealing with now in society? Coronavirus.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's now permeated the sports world. And the Marlins, I just don't understand. Okay, they started with 3 on Friday.
Yeah.
How did they play? Then on Saturday, they became aware of a 4th. So how did they play on Sunday when they had later found late yesterday, they had a team group text that they decided to go ahead and play on Sunday. Wait a minute, you got 4 positive at that point. Where was Rob Manfred? Where was Derek Jeter? Where was Don Manning?
I'd be asking the question, where were the adults in the room? Because there's no reason why the kids should just get to run out in the street in the middle of the night. I'm just saying.
Well said. Where was the protocol to call back to New York Rob Manfred and say, hey, we got 3, do we move forward? But the players themselves or the group text said, hey, let's go ahead and play. And now we went from 4 to now 17.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They had to cancel the game last night, of course, with Miami and Baltimore. the Yankees didn't want to go in that locker room in Philly, so they postponed that game. And now you've got Washington saying, we don't want to go to Miami for the weekend. And you've got folks that do what we do that are saying dumb stuff. I'm sorry. I love us. I love every single one of us. But if you don't have one of those holders with sheepskin in the middle of it that ends with the letters MD,
Yes.
I don't care about PhD. I don't care about BS, MS, MA, BA. I don't care about those. If it does not say MD, then I'm not taking my medical advice from you, and I don't care how many followers you have on Twitter and Instagram and how many 100,000 watts your radio station is or your viewership on your show. We've got to realize, man, that we don't know everything. We don't know everything. And if Miami is making decisions based on group votes,
Right.
why can't Washington decide we don't want to go down there? We don't want to be down there.
Right. And it's come out now, it's not Washington's decision, it's MLB's decision. Which again, MLB had the ball in this court on Saturday and Sunday and failed to do anything about it.
You translated my expressions. I don't trust him.
No.
I don't trust him. I'm sorry. You had a chance to make a decision. You didn't. And now you want to make a decision whether we should go down there, where the numbers are probably going to go up before they come down? I'm good.
And then Rob Manfred last night, more than 24 hours later, finally had a statement and said, well, this is not a nightmare yet. Ooh. Half the team is...
I'm sipping my tea. Go ahead and take it, Willie. Go ahead.
Go.
Take it.
Yeah, I'm like, how is it not a nightmare at this point when half of one of your 30 Major League Baseball teams is infected? We don't know if they spread it to the team they played prior, the team that they're playing next. The two teams that they're playing next don't want to play them. You have a situation, sir.
Well, here's the thing. Apparently the Phillies have tested multiple times, no positive tests. Good for them. Thank you. You may
Not
have
for
not.
now.
Yeah, for right now, right.
Yeah,
You know how we think.
The CDC says what 2 weeks for an incubation period? We don't know. I mean, I'm not speaking in fear, not wishing ill will on them. They didn't test positive today. We don't know.
Right. So now all of a sudden Rob Manfred has found his chest. He's found his words, and now he wants to speak from his chest and say that these guys need to go and play. And I even heard it again, another broadcaster say, well, if you signed up to play, then you should go ahead and go. Nah, bro, this is something we've never been through before. I signed up, not realizing that the people making the decisions were the least qualified to make the decisions. And they probably flipped a couple of coins and say, yeah, let's go ahead and play it. We got 4 people positive. We should be all right. And now we're up to, about to be up to 19. I'm sorry, man. I have not signed my life away because I agreed to play baseball.
No, not at all. Not at all. And then, okay, there's a 113-page document that Major League Baseball distributed to all their teams with coronavirus protocol. Where in those 113 pages was there a page, let alone pages, to say, okay, if we have X number of positive tests, this is what we do? They don't have it. They're going as if, we're okay. If one team breaks out, we can still move forward. Well, no. There's no plan.
Yeah, so according to Manfred, they are not considering pausing and or canceling. So the way I say it, they're not considering canceling or even pausing the season because of this outbreak. So it is, you don't know nothing about this, Willie. Come on, 7. Come on, 11.
Right.
That's all. It's a crapshoot.
Exactly.
It's a crap. And I'm sorry, I know we're past the opt-out stage, but man, this is rough.
No, we had 2 players opt out this morning.
For real?
Yeah, a pitcher for the Colorado Rockies opted out this morning, and I don't remember the second player, but 2 players opted out this morning.
I don't mean to be chauvinistic. But I think his wife opted out this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, don't hate me to that. Don't say nothing to that. His wife, his mama, somebody said, "No, baby, you ain't going down there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go. No, you can't go. Call them." Well, baby, I gotta go. I said, "Yes, ma'am. Hello."
Oh, what's my guy from ESPN? Perez, Eduardo Perez said that yesterday. He's like, they asked him, "What would you do in this situation?" He said, "My wife would tell me I can't play. She runs it here. She
So
runs
I
it
didn't
here."
make that up, bro. I
No.
don't know much, but what I know is what I know, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you now, if I had that significant person in my life, and she said, "You're not going down there," guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going down there.
Yep.
My jaws might be tight over in the corner of my man cave,
Mm-hmm.
but I will be at the house and not in, Major League Baseball's chess match on how to push through with a Major League Baseball season that is already in imminent peril. Willie, I got to take one more break. Let me come back with you to talk about what this means for the other leagues, because it does have impact. It does have impact. We got Willie Gibson. He's joining us from Columbus, Ohio, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. He is a graduate from there and not one, but two-time ESPN Sports Trivia champ. All right? We'll be right back with him right after this on the lunch break.
I'll say it again. I've had. You're home. You're a diabetic. You need supplies, but you don't want to visit the pharmacy. What do? Call US Med for home delivery of your supplies. If you have diabetes and you're worried about going to a crowded pharmacy, pick up the phone in the safety and comfort of your home and let US Med deliver them to you with free shipping. And now if you test your blood sugar 4 more times a day and inject insulin 3 or more times a day, you may qualify to get a new continuous glucose monitor at little or no cost, which may eliminate the pain of pricking your fingers and helps you make smarter diabetes decisions. Plus, we'll send you a 90-day supply and bill your insurance company for you. Get some peace of mind. Call US Med today.
800-417-0851. 800-417-0851. That's 800-417-0851.
My nephew's up in Cincinnati, Ohio. He says, "Let's play football. Today's a great day."
How'd you like to eliminate your expensive cable bill forever or get new satellite internet?
Yeah, they start Saturday.
Well,
They start
now
Saturday.
have affordable
Well,
satellite.
Ohio State just came out within the hour, and
All you need is a mini satellite
20%
installed.
capacity in Ohio Stadium fans. 20% capacity,
Your home or office.
face coverings, no tailgate,
Limited connections.
and
no
but
clutter.
I can speak to that if you want to. On the back, I had a conversation last week with somebody
Satellite
connected to Ohio State.
costs only a few dollars a day for your entire home. Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Best internet to surf or stream television for a few bucks a day. Call now for free details and learn how to drop your expensive cable bill.
800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. That's 800-712-8044.
Having trouble getting focused? Getting your to-do list done?
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
KYOK 1140 at 92.3.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
It's called to inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK. 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
Hey, you want some sports with your lunch? Well, tune in to the legendary KYOK at the lunch break. And I'm Raven Rogers.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the Albany 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Team Texas Tuesday, and I've just expanded the borders of the state. I have moved the borders of Texas all the way to Columbus, Ohio, to the northern part of Columbus, Ohio. So wherever Willie Gibson is, he's state right now. He's Texas right now. In fact, you got a aunt, cousin, sister, who's down here connected to you?
Oh, my aunt, Karen Gibson.
Yes, sir.
Karen Gibson.
Yes,
That's how I became familiar. with you.
That counts. That counts. So you Texas.
There it is.
Attended the Ohio State University. Love it.
No,
love
no,
it.
no, no, no. Graduated.
Great. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Attended. Hey, listen. I went to school with some bros that attended, and they attended. So we got to make that delineation. I graduated from the Ohio State. You know.
Listen,
Yeah.
I would never make that mistake again. Because I'm with you. I went to school with some dudes who attended Tulane.
Yeah.
School with some dudes that attended UNO. I know what you're saying. I know
You
what
feel
you're
me? Yeah, indeed.
I feel you. And then he's got not one but two of the trophies for the ESPN Sports Trivia. And you've been working in sports radio, sports broadcast journalism for how long?
About 25, a little more than 25 years. And I started in high school,
Okay.
and then went to college, worked with campus radio, had some internships, local TV station here in Columbus, couple radio station internships, and from there.
Spot for that, bro. You are in a great spot.
Yes, the Buckeyes are, to go without saying. So through those relationships, built some relationships, worked freelance for a while, connected with a couple people through NABJ, and went from there. Worked. Ronnie Stokes, a great friend of mine. I got to give him connection by name. Local, does analyst work for Ohio State basketball. Looked out for me from college to this day. Taking that mentorship, many lunches, many breakfasts, sitting down, talking to me, learning, allowing me to learn from him, taking that knowledge. And he actually connected me with a gentleman, Ray Ellis, with Voice America.
Okay.
And for the last couple of years, I've been working with Ray through a show, the Ray Ellis Show, and then through that allowed me the opportunity with the Cleveland Browns. So this will be year 3 for me with them. So great time, great opportunities.
That's great stuff, man. That's great stuff. I definitely need you and David Grubb to connect on the podcast scene, because David is really blowing it up with Hard in the Paint. It was on iHeartRadio. AM 1280 in New Orleans from 8 to 10, and then they moved it from 10 to 12, and then they made some changes. So now he's doing his own podcast, and man, it has blown up already. It has blown up. I really want you two to connect.
Absolutely.
So we were talking before the break. We were getting ready to talk about the other leagues, but I got a text message from my nephew. He's a high school football coach, assistant football coach in Ohio. And I guess they got word that they're able to practice, so he's all excited. So you said you had some insight on that about the state of Ohio, what they're doing practice-wise.
They are. The OHSAA has announced that they will move forward, and practices will begin Saturday, August 1st. Now, to that point, they had an executive director, Jerry Snodgrass, that mysteriously stepped aside about 10 days ago. And then after that, that's when you get the announcement that they're going to move forward with practice. Now, as a child, I used to love connect the dots. You see a bunch of dots, and you never knew what the picture was until you connected the dots. But if an executive director stepped aside 10 days ago and they make the announcement that they're going forward with practice, I'll leave that to interpretation.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll let that hang out there by itself. As I like to say, I'm just gonna park this right here. Willie, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? Again, college, I'm real iffy on. Pro, if that's what they want to do. I'll never get in another woman's pocket if that's what they want to do. But when you start talking high school, man, you really gotta err on the side of caution, and I'm seeing anything but that from state to state.
You're right. State of Ohio high school coaches have they put together a list of 38 demands, requests, if you will, to the OHSAA, and hoping to get them some feedback as to what they want to see in order to move forward. But there's no way. High school, there's no way you can test these kids on the basis, on a schedule that you would need to ensure that you're keeping them safe. Right. College, that's a question. So I don't see how they can move forward.
And that's the, I I hate that I keep bringing up race because we shouldn't have it. I don't hate it because I'm not trying to irritate folks. If I irritate the heck out of somebody, then maybe you'll talk to some racist people and they'll stop being racist. So I'm trying to irritate you. But that's where I can only speak about Cincinnati. That's where I worry about Aiken High School. That's where I worry about Withrow. That's where I worry about North College Hill. That's where I worry about schools like that because Moeller, they can pay for their tests. Elder can pay for their tests. You know, Roger Bacon and places like that, they can pay for their tests. But there's a lot of schools that won't be able to pay for their tests and therefore will be at a disadvantage because the economics don't work out to play the game of reopening the economy and the schools. There's too much financial disparity.
Absolutely, and like I said, it's Tuesday. Practice is due to start on Saturday. I highly doubt. And this is just me. I don't have any insight. However, I truly doubt they would be starting practice on Saturday. I just don't. I think it was nice, and they had to announce it to give the facade that everything's okay. But I think there are meetings now, and will continue between now and Saturday, that I don't believe that practice will start on Saturday.
Yeah. I hope you're right. To me, man, take the politics out of high school. Just do what's right for everybody. Just do what's right for everybody. I get the difference between the parochial schools, private schools, and the public schools. Whatever happens in the public schools needs to be the same thing for, whatever the richest public school in the state of Ohio is versus the least rich public school. But, again, I understand the difference between private schools. They can do what they want to do. But you can't have a fair playing field if you're not going to make sure that everybody has the same access to the testing and the safety protocols as everybody else.
Right. And then protocol. What's the delineation? Is one player testing positive enough? Is two? Is three? Is seven? Where do you draw the line at that?
Well,
how do you know?
You better not go with the Major League Baseball Miami Marlins protocol. Whatever that is, whatever section code that is, don't even look at that. That's not going to be it. We got Willie Gibson joining us. He's up in Columbus, Ohio. Appreciate him joining us for the first segment of the first hour of the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show. How do you think all of this affects the other leagues like the NFL and the NBA, of course, with their bubble? I think they are in the better situation. What are your thoughts?
It doesn't, and I'll tell you why. The NFL is going to do what the NFL is going to do. I mean, think about it. They had the most time. This stoppage began in March. So they had from March to now. And they had, in that 4 months, they just finalized an agreement on Friday. So everyone thought, well, because of the pandemic, free agency won't start on time. And it did. Everyone thought, well, they can't have the draft. Well, they did. Well, you can't have OTAs. They did. Well, no, there's no way they're going to open training camp on time. Today is July 28th, and training camps opened around the league. So the NFL is a machine. They're going to do what they're going to do. Right or wrong, that's open for interpretation. But they're going to do what they're going to do.
Over 100 positive tests recently, close to 30 positive tests since the players have reported to camp. And I will give them credit. Reporting to camp means day one, you come in, you take your test, you go home. Day two, you come in, you take your test, you go home. Day three, you come in, you take your test, you go home. So you got 3 days of testing. You got to pass those tests before you can even come into the facility, start getting fitted for gear, start getting, acclimated to what's going on, what have you. I'm okay with that part. You got players that are being put on this reserve COVID-19 list, meaning either they tested positive or someone that they know or were in close contact with did. Those are big numbers, man. 107 and almost 30 since camps have opened, and not everybody's in camp yet.
No, you're right. And I mean, again, with Same question. What's the line of delineation? Where do you stop it? Okay, 30. No. Okay, obviously not. That wasn't enough. So how do you continue? And again, they had the most time of anyone to develop a game plan, and it seems they've fallen short.
Yeah.
How do you and the rules they put in, the rules they did put in place? Okay, they're going to play for 3 hours. They're going to tackle. They're going to intermingle, and at the end of the game, they can't exchange jerseys. What?
Because the extra 10 minutes is going to open you up to all kinds of exposure. It's in that final 10 minutes that's vulnerable.
Right. I mean, what? I don't know. I don't know.
Look, my boy said we're dripping with finesse. I'm dripping with sarcasm on that one. If baseball is not going to stop, and they got 14 plus on one team, what do you think football is going to do? What do you think would be a number for football to say, hey, maybe, just maybe, we ought to slow down a bit?
There is no number. I don't believe they'll stop. I don't, because for them to get to this point and haven't adjusted the calendar at all, what's the incentive for them to stop at that point? I understand people test positive. I do. I'm not diminishing that or belittling that at all. I'm just saying the powers that be, the 32 owners, Roger Goodell, I don't see any scenario that would cause them to stop.
Yeah. Willie Gibson joining us from Columbus, Ohio. Sidney Brown, one of the co-owners of the Texas Phoenix Fire. They are the current champs of the XFFL Women's Football League. Says that, I'll say it, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't even have words, man. I just don't have words. I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I'm not scared or anything like that. But when you see it going down the wrong path and you have a chance to adjust or recalibrate or turn around before it gets really bad, what does it say when you don't do that?
It says either A, you're not taking this as, you don't feel it's as serious as it potentially could be, or your main concern is the bottom line.
Yeah. I think we got enough facts to know that their main concern is the bottom line. What happens when, like, we already have a number of players that have opted out? Like, what's going on in New England? What's up with everybody opting out of New England?
Six players, and they have legitimate concerns. I mean, Marcus Cannon, starting right tackle, he's a cancer survivor. Survived cancer in 2011. He's, by definition, his immune system is compromised. He can't put himself in that situation. Dante Hightower, wife gave birth to a baby boy 2 weeks ago. His mother is a type 2 diabetic, which, with HIPAA laws, I don't understand how I know all this personal information medically, but I digress.
No, it's fine though. It's okay. I got you. But your point is well taken. These guys know that they have, significant exposure if something happens to them and they bring it home. That's one team. You got 6 players from one team. We always said that if you could just put NFL level talent, pick up NFL level talent off the street, then some of these other leagues would have been more successful. It boiled down to the lack of talent in those leagues compared to what we get used to in the NFL. At what point is the talent going to be so diluted on a team that maybe gives up 6, 7, 8, 12, 15 players as opposed to what they would have had if these players had stayed?
Again, I don't know. I don't see any scenario. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I don't see any scenario that an NFL team will cease operation. I don't.
If I'm Cam Newton, bro, I'm like, come on, man.
Oh, without question. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw Marcus Cannon. Like, bro, Cam. Absolutely.
We got to get ready to take a break. James Conner, though, running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who is a cancer survivor, says he's going to play.
Okay.
But read in a little deeper, he's in the final year of his rookie deal.
Right.
He's coming off of injury last year. He got something to prove and a little bit of paper to pick up. I can see why he's playing, but I hate that he's even in a position that he has to do that.
Right, and then they do get payouts, unfortunately, not what they would have gotten. If you prove that you're high risk, you do get $350,000. But Dante Hightower walked away from $8 million this year.
Yeah,
$8 million versus $350,000, and that lets you know how serious he's taking this. To walk away from $8 million, he's like, "Look, man, it's not worth it."
Yeah, and same thing with the lineman from the Kansas City Chiefs. He opted out of his whole contract because he was in the final year. Yeah. All right, let's take this quick break. We'll be back with Willie Gibson. Good stuff going on right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. And it's coming.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you?
Yep.
Quick Cash Offer can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents and risking your safety by showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your home to foreclosure. If you have any equity in your home, we will buy it and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call Quick Cash Offer now before the economy gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just don't want to get the cash you need today.
800-780-1431. 800-780-1431. 800-780-1431. That's 800-780-1431.
This is a potter's field. When people can't pay for their funerals, they are buried here. It is a lonely, desolate place, littered with unmarked headstones. No one visits. No one leaves flowers. But it doesn't have to be that way. For as low as $1 a day, you can ensure your family will have the money to pay your funeral expenses. We offer burial insurance plans that pay up to $30,000. Considering the average funeral costs more than $10,000, that's peace of mind for your family. There are no medical exams, your rates won't increase, and your policy cannot be canceled as long as you make your premium payments. Call now to get approved in minutes and ensure your final resting place is more than just a pauper's grave in a potter's field.
800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729. Paid for by Final Expense Direct.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident, or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-547-4170. 800-547-4170. 800-547-4170. That's 800-547-4170.
Again I say unto you, if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything, it shall be done for them by my Father who is in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Matthew 18:19 and 20.
That's the gospel.
And we're KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
I'm Linda J. Another election day is just around the corner.
All right,
We all want change. We all need change. We all can be the change. If you're not registered to vote, please register today. Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. Register to vote today.
This message is approved by KYOK 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOKradio.org.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
It's called to inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK, 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
Hey guys, this is your girl Brandy Nelson, and you are listening to The Lunch Break on KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. I've got Brother Willie Gibson up in Columbus, Ohio, sitting in with me on this first hour. We're talking about a number of different things. Just talked about the number of players opting out for various reasons in the NFL. And, man, I tell you, like I said, if I'm Cam Newton, man, I'm mad. I'm mad, man. I'm big mad, bro. I'm like, all right, okay then. Like, for real? Okay, all right. Y'all be safe. Come here. Okay, y'all be safe. Y'all be safe. Come on, man. Come on, man. No, never mind. Y'all gonna be all right. Y'all gonna be all right. Because he really, I know Cam just wants to play. I know he just wants to play, but man, I wish he had all his hogs around him to be able to get this thing done. You were talking about some breaking news. Well, not breaking news, but news with Pat Mahomes, the big man.
Yeah.
Because his pockets are fat. What did you hear out there? I think I know. We talk about his cross pollination in another sport.
A little bit.
Yes, sir.
The $500 million man.
Yes, sir.
He is now the newest partner in the ownership group of the Kansas City Royals. He was able to purchase a stake, and then so he's KC all day now.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be there for the next 10 years if he lives out the better part of that contract. And, you know, if I'm him, I'm trying to get every dime in that thing. So, while I'm here, who owns that over there?
Right.
Put some of my money on that? That's the Royals? Yes, sir. Here go a check. How much I get back? Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm not mad at him. You know, why not get into ownership? You know, that's what I've been preaching. I hope he can up his stake at some point in his career before he's done playing.
Sure, absolutely. I mean that's a natural progression. Ownership, player, front office, or ownership. So why not start it now?
Yeah,
that's always the question. Players.
I want us to get ahead of the curve, not be behind the curve. So get in there.
Yeah. I've heard there's several players that talk about wanting to learn or making post-career plans while you're playing, not waiting until you're finished playing.
Right.
But making those plans now, so when you're finished playing, you have your next step set up.
Absolutely. Willie Gibson joining us all the way from Columbus, Ohio. Basketball about to get started Thursday night, real basketball. You got some of the final preseason games happening today. Pacers are going to be taking on the Spurs. That'll be at 3 o'clock this afternoon, just after we get off the air. Rockets are going to take on Boston tonight at 7. Mavs and Philly at 7:30. As we get ready to come up on this NBA season, any concerns for you going into that with the bubble scenario? And then if no concerns, let's talk about some of the actual matchups and who you think has a legitimate shot to surprise people. We know the Lakers, we know Milwaukee, but not named Lakers, not named Clippers, not named Milwaukee, not named Toronto.
Sure. My only concern is making sure they have enough lemon pepper wings. You know, I'll leave that there. That's all. Just make sure you get.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people even know what Magic City is, but not many people have gone in and actually ordered the wings. Bruh, I'm a wing connoisseur.
Sure.
If I had to do the Mount Rushmore of wings, the wings at Magic City might be on the next set of mountains. I'm just saying.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not familiar, but fair enough. I'll take your word for it.
Man, because they making him out to be the villain, man. And I'm like, man, dude was just hungry. Let's see, what is this place? Magic City. I wonder how magical the wings are. And he stops in. What happens?
His name is on the menu. They named the wings, the Lou Will lemon pepper wings, but you gotta be smart, bro. Send your boy in there. Call DoorDash. Call Uber Eats.
Last time he sent his boy in there, he came back with 10 wings instead of 12.
Well, now he got 10 days in quarantine. So, I mean.
And what does he need while he's in quarantine?
Some. There you go. I'll leave it at that. But no, Surprising team, Denver. Watch out for Denver. I watched them a couple times in this restart, and dangerous. And if not this year, not necessarily this year per se, but down the line, if they keep that core group together, Jamal Murray, Jokic, Bol.
Yeah. How in the world do you go off in your first preseason game, and how do you get thanked for going off in your first preseason game?
Random drug test. Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I know steroids have come a long way since my day, but they got 7-footers hitting threes now because of steroids.
Hey, he get it from his daddy. That's all I can say.
I mean, man, wasn't Denver the number 2 seed last season in the West?
They weren't. Were they 2? I know they were high. I know Portland beat them in the Western Conference semis.
Yeah, I was gonna say Denver was either number 2 or number 3.
Yeah, it might have been
number 2.
Yeah,
which is good because again that organization is building. That organization is built, and everybody's got Lakers. Everybody's got not the Lakers and the Clippers. I wouldn't mind if Denver had something to say about that.
I would mind because why? Well, I live in Columbus, but I'm a kid from Akron, so I roll with the kid from Akron. I roll with the kid from Akron. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I roll with the kid from Akron. So
can I say something real quick?
No, because I already go ahead. It's your show. I'm a guest. You do what you need. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give you the ability to say no. If you don't want to hear it, you can say no.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Do your thing.
I ain't mad at you.
Fair enough. Because I thought something else was coming, but yeah.
I ain't from Akron. I didn't live in Cleveland. I got family in Cleveland. We'll talk to them. We'll talk to them in Shaker Heights.
Yeah, they live in Shaker. They don't live in Cleveland. Yeah, fair enough. I already know. I don't know.
But it's the Ohio Valley area, man. I mean, when LeBron went back and brought a championship to Cleveland. I mean, yeah, he had Kyrie, yeah, he had the other brothers and what have you. Mm-hmm. But LeBron going back was a catalyst to them getting a championship in Cleveland. Didn't have one with the Bengals, didn't have one with the Royals when they were there, didn't have one with the of course the Cavaliers and that. For him to bring that chip back to that area, man, that meant a lot. So
more than you know, more than people know.
If our guy, that's our homeboy, if he can get one in LA to go with the one he got from Cleveland and the 2 that he got down in Miami, we talking about something. I won't be mad if that happens at all.
I think if he gets the 4, that's at 7. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that because everyone wants to talk about this other guy got 6. I mean, all right, never mind. That's another.
All I'll say is this: if you're gonna tell me Tom Brady is the greatest and he got losses in his column, and Joe Montana's got none, then you can't tell me there's no way that LeBron can't be the greatest. If we're talking chips now, you can't tell me there's no way LeBron can be the greatest if you can call Tom Brady the greatest and Joe Montana never lost a Super Bowl.
All I'm gonna say is Scotty got 6 too. I'll leave it at that.
So yeah, but I'm looking for surprise teams. I'm looking for dark horses. So that's why I say if Denver was to step up and do it, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be mad. Talk to me about the East. Somebody in the East, not named Milwaukee, not named Toronto. Who's a possible?
Boston. I mean, Boston has a total team. It's just their coaching. Is Brad Stevens going to be able to put it all together? But you have Jason Tatum, who was on fire before the shutdown.
Yeah, he was.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward.
Even Gordon was
doing his thing. Right.
Even Gordon was
even though I don't like him, but I got newfound respect for him after yesterday, Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
Is doing his thing.
Little that's what I call him, little pit bull. Stay right there, man. Let me get Sybil Wilkes in here real quick. We'll be right back right after this on lunch break.
That the daily count exceeded that number. Over 1.4 million new unemployment claims were filed last week as layoffs remain high amid the resurgence of the virus. And state Republicans have yet to formally release their next COVID-19 stimulus proposal. However, some proposals show another $1,200 for some taxpayers. The NBA resumed its first game since the season was suspended in March, and there are new social distancing guidelines they must follow. as teams will play against each other on the court. Players on the bench and those huddling during timeouts cannot be within 6 feet of each other. More than 140,000 people have died from coronavirus in the United States, as the country has now surpassed 4 million cases. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered.
Hey, this is Raven Rogers from the University of Oregon, 800 meters, NCAA, 3-time NCAA champ, art major, Spanish fluent, Houston native right here. And you're listening to The Lunch Break with KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Willie, we got our caller of the year from 2017 calling in. Got to get a question from him real quick. Ferdinand, you're on the air with me and Willie Gibson.
Hey, Mr. Gibson and Brother AJ, I just got one question. Maybe you guys answer it. What did he call Robert Ory with 7 rings?
Wait, say it again, Ferdinand. What did Robert Ory do? What now?
I got off my Bluetooth. What do we label Robert Ory as being a guy with 7 rings?
Okay, let me let you hang up. We'll answer that question so you can hear it. Ferdinand, be safe out there. All right.
Okay. Yes, sir.
He said, "What do we label Robert Ory with 7 rings out there as far as championships go?"
I label Big Shot Bob. No, I label him a great player. I mean, he fit a role on several championship teams. I mean, the shot game 4 for the Lakers against Sacramento in 2002, the shot for the Spurs in Detroit in 2005. I mean, he fit a role. And the role he played in Houston for the first 2.
I was going to say, is that role as significant as Scottie Pippen's with the Bulls?
I would not say no. I would say so. I would not say so, no.
Yeah, okay. Willie, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, man. We got to have you back.
Oh, I appreciate it. Facebook, Willie Gibson, WILLY. Instagram and Twitter, Will Gibson 7.
I don't think I'm following you on Instagram and Twitter, man. I'm going to have to hit you up after the show.
Love to. Appreciate it.
All right, y'all. We're going to have him back. It's Willie Gibson, Columbus, Ohio, graduate of The Ohio State University. And not one, but two-time, the ESPN sports trivia champion. And back-to-back. I like that. Not everybody can say that, Willie.
Right. Hey, anytime I love to come back to call my name. Just not like Bobby DeBarge.
We'll do it. Willie, be safe out there, man, okay?
All right, you as well. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, man. We'll be right back.
On the road, the legend continues.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on
Take care, brother. We'll talk
KYOK
to you
are
later.
entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. Good segment with Willie Gibson. Brother is all right with me up there in Ohio. And listen, we're going to go from Ohio all the way down 75 South, and we're going to run all the way down to the Alpharetta, Georgia area, where it is none other than our young lady, Kennedi. How are you, Kennedi? Long time no talk to.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Man, we missed you, Kennedi. I had a bunch of people ask me, where's Kennedi? Where's Kennedi? When is Kennedi coming back? So you were the surprise of the day.
Well, I missed being on the show too, so I'm glad to be here today.
Well, I tell you what, we're glad to have you. And what have you been up to, Kennedi? For those who don't remember you, and I know that number is very few. For those who don't remember you and didn't get a chance to know you before, tell everybody who you are, where you are, and what you're doing.
Well, my name is Kennedi, and I'm 17 years old, and I live in Alpharetta, Georgia. I'm a senior, and I'm planning on going to UCLA this year, hopefully, or next year, hopefully, if I get in. But I haven't been doing anything really. I've been chilling, dancing, practicing and stuff.
So, I mean, for those who don't know, she is you're on the dance team for your high school, right?
Yeah, it's not dance team, it's cheer. So I do football and basketball cheer, sideline cheer.
And when you go to school, would you like to be a cheerleader there, or what would you like to do?
Yes. I want to be on the dance team if I get into UCLA, but also I just want to dance when I get into college too. So whatever school I end up going to, I want to dance at.
What kind of dance we talking about you doing, Kennedi?
It's kind of like you have to search it up. It's like there's if you search up USC Song Girls, like that's kind of an example of the dance, or just search up UCLA dance team. They don't really have a name for their dance team, but
I'm looking now.
Okay.
I'm looking right now. UCLA dance team. Yeah, it came up.
Yeah, and it's like jazz / hip hop.
Kennedy, you can't do none of this. You can't do none of this. You know why? Uncle AJ said they need to get more fabric in these clothes.
No, I think it's cute.
Okay. I see a few things here, Kennedy. I see a few things. Okay. Is that real competitive to get on the team?
Yes, it is.
But you have competed in competitive cheer. So what do you think it would be like for you to have experienced that on a national level and then try to experience it on the collegiate level?
I feel like it's going to be really similar because for competitive cheer, you're competing in front of like thousands of people. And then for the dance team, you're basically in front of like a huge crowd. So I feel like I'll be able to be fine with it and get used to it.
That's one thing I love about you. You ain't scared, boy. You ain't scared at all. They kind of leaned up. I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be just fine. You take that with you wherever you go. Back down for nothing. You hear me?
Exactly. I'm going to.
All right. So Kennedi, she's a senior at her high school in Alpharetta, Georgia. She wants to attend UCLA. Now, the last time we talked to you, had kind of changed your major. What are you leaning towards right now?
Well, I want to pursue acting. So I'm leaning towards like a theater major or something in that area.
Kennedi, we need to talk because I'm on everything I love. I said these words the other day verbatim. Now you know I work in sports.
Mm-hmm.
I pay my bill with my sports money. Okay, Kennedi, I said while everybody's missing these games, I'm missing the actors and the actresses doing some good sci-fi movies, doing some good superhero movies, doing some good action thrillers, doing some good, you name it. Movies right now are what I'm missing. And literally everything that I've watched, I've already watched to the point where I'm having to watch stuff again or watch stuff I wouldn't normally watch. So Kennedi, I need you to get that job, baby. I need you to come on. I need you to get in somebody's production house and give me something sci-fi. I need some real good sci-fi right now.
Sci-fi?
Yeah, man. I need you on a real good sci-fi movie.
Yeah, see, I mean, I don't really watch sci-fi movies.
Like saving a whole galaxy somewhere.
That would be cool, though. I would watch a movie like that.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm with you. I miss movie theaters. I miss going to the movies, being able to watch new movies, and them being out. But this coronavirus.
Rona is messing up everything for everybody. And I'm serious, man. I'm just like, the movies are where I'm really missing. I don't go to the theater a whole lot. But when I do, it's got to be a really, really good movie. Because, baby, I'll wait for that thing to come out on, I ain't going to say Fire Stick, but I'll wait for that thing to come out on. I'll wait for it to come out digitally.
Yeah, well, I used to be in the movie theaters all the time, so...
So, we already talked about you being willing to go back to school, and you're ready to do that. Could you go sit in a movie theater with multiple people, hundreds of people right now?
I feel like I couldn't be in a movie theater with hundreds of people. I feel like if they socially distance, and I feel like you can socially distance in a movie theater, like 6 seats apart or whatever. I don't know, but then the tickets, or I don't know how that would work with the income for the movie theater though.
Kennedi, can we just talk? Can you and I just talk? We ain't talked in a while.
Yes.
People don't know how to social distance, baby. That is confusing to them. Like, they just don't get it. And then they have, can I do a demonstration? Let me do a demonstration. We're going to do a quick demonstration, Kennedy and AJ here on the lunch break. Let me get my mask on. Okay, so I've got my mask on. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
This is the proper way to wear the mask. Notice how it's covering my nose, my mouth. You know, notice how I'm breathing through the mask. I got a filter in there and everything. This is not the proper way to wear a mask. This right here doesn't do anything for you. It kind of still does something for me because you got your mouth covered up and I'm not getting the droplets. But if you sneeze out of here, I'm gonna get that, and I don't want that. And then obviously, this is definitely not the proper way to wear the mask. So people don't get it. Is it hard? Is it hard?
It is not hard. And I heard that if you wear your mask on your neck, like it exposes you to germs when you pull it back up to your mouth. So.
Because people don't wash their neck. What's happening with the necks, Kennedy? I heard some people don't wash their legs, but they're not washing their necks and their chins now.
I don't know what they're doing, but.
What about the people that don't want to wear masks? I ain't trying to get you into any political uprisings or anything like that, but how you feel about your friends and families that, oh, girl, you need to wear that mask. It's just 5G. 5G is giving us Rona, and you don't have to wear no mask for that.
Well, I feel like it's not that hard to wear masks. So I feel like we should all just put an effort into wearing a mask if scientists say that it will or help coronavirus go away and help us prevent us from getting sick. I feel like we should all be wearing masks.
But Kennedy, you have people that won't believe the scientists, but they'll believe some dude that barely got through science, if they did get through science. Like folks that ain't graduated from nobody's high school, they're listening to them because they have a friend and an auntie and a cousin and somebody that lived next door to somebody that heard on a YouTube video that you ain't got to wear no mask. So, folks will listen to them because they got thousands of followers.
Yeah, that's really annoying because it's really not that hard. Like, it's not going to hurt you to wear a mask in public or when you're around people. It does not change anything, pretty much. It's just like you have a mask over your face.
We got Kennedi joining us. She was one of our first virtual co-hosts and virtual interns, and she spent a lot of time with us over this summer in the midst of coronavirus, helping make the show great again. And she's back with us after a little bit of a hiatus. Now, Kennedi, I need to know. And again, it's just us talking now. Everybody can hear us, but it's just us talking. Have you been to one of them coronavirus parties? They got them COVID parties.
I actually haven't.
What's up with them, Kennedi? You ain't got to tell on nobody. Don't give me any names. Don't give me any addresses. But what's up with these COVID parties? What's this all about?
I guess people are just bored in the midst of everything and want to hang out with people, but I'm not a part of it, so.
I mean, I get being bored. Listen, I've done some crazy stuff while I was bored. I've raised my hand. I've done some crazy stuff while I was bored. But never once did I say, you know what would be really fun? And the words that came out of my mouth after that were, let's invite somebody who has COVID-19 to a party and then invite a bunch of other people who don't have it to see who can get it. That's fun.
See, I thought you were just talking about parties in general. I didn't even know that people were doing that. That is crazy.
Kennedy, unfortunately, on colleges and university campuses, in neighborhoods with high schoolers, at beaches and water parks, they're having COVID parties.
Wow. Well, that's not very smart because I'm sure a bunch of people end up with COVID after that.
Well, we still got a lot of young people that think that they're going to just go home and it'll be like the cold or the flu, and they'll, sniffle a little bit and they'll cough a little bit and they'll drink some soup and, then they'll be fine. But we're seeing that more and more people in those younger age brackets are suffering and even dying without having underlying conditions.
Yeah, and even if they're not as affected by it, you're still able to spread it to other people, including your family, including your little brothers and sisters or whoever. So I feel like we should be more aware of how it affects other people.
Well, you already know I want you to stay as safe as possible up there in Alpharetta, Georgia, and over there in UCLA. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to find out what you've been working on, because I know you. I already know something that's caught your eye and you want to talk about it. So we'll talk about that when we come back. Kennedi is back with us on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We'll be back with her right after this.
We all know election day is just around the corner. We want change. We need it. We can be the change. Exercise your right for change on election day. Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. So let's roll to the polls in record numbers, and we can make that change. This message is approved by KYOK 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOKradio.org.
Kennedi, I did something different.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing.
So I normally drink my vitamins and minerals in water. So today I made them into a smoothie. Stuck a banana in there with some fruit, with my vitamins, minerals, some ice, and blended it up.
How is that?
Cancer-causing chemical known as
strawberry and banana smoothies.
Strawberry, good. Bananas. I put some pineapple, strawberries, blueberries, my minerals, some ice, and then I put in organic almond milk.
Yeah, you're making me want a smoothie now. Like, I might go to Smoothie King after this.
So please,
dead.
251
yeah, this is much better than what I was doing before.
251
What were you doing before?
800 251 7816. That's 800 251.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know why what's supposed to be good for you has to taste so bad.
Too many drugs. Listen to me.
Yeah, like those green drinks, I can't do them.
I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life.
That sounds interesting.
You want some? You want me to send you some?
I'm good on that. Have you had seaweed?
Drinking and drug problem.
I'm sorry?
You know you can't do it alone.
November 17th.
Call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace
like seaweed?
habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO, private health insurance,
I don't know if I'm too excited about that.
Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-961-27.
Yeah, maybe I'm just
800-961.
giving it a bad impression or whatever.
That's
800-961-27. But you know what I'm gonna do with it, right?
Well, I'm sure if you mix in other fruit, it won't taste it.
To-do list.
I'm on to something now.
Exactly.
God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
KYOK 1140 and 92.3.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
You got your solution?
It's called to inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker.
Not with me. It's in my backpack.
Tune in every
I know. I remember I had it last time, but now.
Legendary KYOK.
You get away for a while and you start slipping.
Exactly.
And
gotta get better.
Be sure to tune in to Motivational Thursdays on Shiloh Radio, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., where you will be encouraged, inspired, and ignited on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM.
You're having your lunch on the.
Oh, wow. All right, my sound effects went out on me. So story of my life. It's okay though. I got Kennedi with me, so it whatever could go wrong, it's not gonna ruin the day because I got Kennedi back with us. Kennedi, welcome back.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be back.
Man, we miss you. Now you're about to go to school, so it ain't like you can come back a whole lot. When does school start? Will you be going online? Will you be in person? What's happening down there in Georgia?
So school here starts August 17th. And we're going back online, like fully online. Yes.
About that, Kennedi?
first I was kind of disappointed because it was kind of like my senior year. Like I wanted to like live it out, have fun and stuff. But I understand why they're doing online, so we all like don't happen to come up with coronavirus if people so happen to have it at school. But I really do hope like in the future or like maybe I don't know, October, September, like we can go back to school.
I'm glad you said that because a lot of people really think it's all or nothing. It just because you start out one way doesn't mean that that's how the way it's going to fit, especially if they come out with a vaccine or, you know, if this new video that's floating around the internet is true, that there really is a cure, then, you know, maybe we can get back to it. What are you hearing from like the athletes and people on your cheer squad or your dance or the different dance team? What are they saying about not being able to do their thing?
Well, so Georgia High School, like the football association actually decided to start the season, push it back September 4th.
Okay.
And then they just had their first practice, like official practice back yesterday.
Okay.
The football players. So they're happy that their season's starting, and I actually have cheer tryouts this Thursday. So
hey, all right now. I know what I need to be doing today, tomorrow, all the way up to Thursday, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna be practicing though. So I think it's gonna be good though.
So now for your trials, do you have to do an individual routine or is it you all learn something from the squad and y'all do it together?
So basically they give us a dance that we have to learn and then cheers and chants also. But like the cheers are from like the actual sideline cheers. So I'm good on that. So basically I just need to learn the dance. But I've been practicing it. So I think it's gonna be a good tryout.
Okay. All right. You already know, I know you're going to be fine, but I want to make sure that any videos or anything like that you get from any of that, send it our way so we can post it up for you, okay?
Okay, I will.
Let's go back to the football team and you all in particular. Have they talked anything about how they're going to test you before you get back out there and intermingle with your other teammates?
They haven't really told us anything. Like, especially like the cheerleaders, like all we know is that we have tryouts Thursday. We don't know anything about the upcoming season. We just know that they said we're allowed to start playing, or they're allowed to start playing games the 4th.
See, that's the part, and I'm not trying to scare you, I promise. You know, I care about you like you're my own. But that's the part that concerns me because if they're saying that you got a test to, you know, go back to work, you know, they got jobs that are testing foreheads and stuff, and, you know, they're going to test kids in college, and they're going to test grown folks in the NFL and the NBA and MLB. Why are they not testing kids going back to high school?
That's a very good question.
I mean, you know, you got people who are making the decisions at the school board that are being tested before they go back in. I'm not trying to scare you. Like I said, I just want you to be safe, okay?
Yeah, I'm going to be safe for sure.
Okay.
But
now, what are you planning to do? Are you going to wear your mask, you know, when you're coming in and coming out? I know you can't wear it while you're cheering, but what are your plans?
Well, if I get around like a lot of people, I'm going to put my mask on. And basically, when I go to school or like for tryouts, I'm going to wear my mask too, just because I don't know who's going to be there. But yeah, I'm going to try my best to wear my mask in all situations that I can.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely going to be an interesting season because I really don't know like what's going to happen at all. Like they haven't told us anything.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm believing that they're fine tuning the plan, and they're going to be sharing it with your mother, and then your mother's going to be sharing it with you, and then you'll be able to share it with us because we need to know you are right.
Yeah, but my school's really good about like making plans and like organizing stuff for school, so we're safe. So I feel like it'll be fine in the end.
I got you. And I know you want to participate in everything you can. You know, again, this is a good interview. I want to ask a question. Are you going to go to homecoming this year?
See, well, seniors at my school and seniors and juniors don't really go to homecoming. So, yeah, so I don't think I'm planning on going to homecoming.
Is that a cool thing or is that a ritual thing or what's the seniors and juniors don't really go?
It's just like it's just mainly freshmen and sophomores when you go to the dance, so it's just like not the move. But I'm planning to go to prom though.
Oh, I was going there next. Okay, scratch homecoming. Poor little freshmen and sophomores. Are you going to go to prom?
Yes, I want to go to prom.
Okay.
Hopefully, they're talking about us not having a prom, but I guess we'll just see. But that will be.
Uh-oh. All right. See,
There
that's what happens when you start talking about them freshmen and sophomores at the homecoming.
No. I have nothing against them. It's just I don't want to be around. Like
I got you. So if they allow you to have a prom, it's all about the dress and it's all about the hair and it's all about the makeup. The last thing you want interfering with all of that is a mask. So be honest with me. What you gonna do?
Well, if I have to wear a mask to my senior prom to have a prom, I will. But like, I mean, I can always take pictures without the mask and stuff. But it's just gonna be really interesting because like, what are we gonna do at the dance if like social distancing is still a thing? Like, I wonder how that's gonna work because it's like it's not a tiny area, but that's a small area for the amount of like people that are gonna be there. So it's gonna be interesting.
So now for you all's prom, we got Sydney joining us. She is our virtual co-host of the day. She's one of our first virtual co-hosts of this season, and also one of my interns. And
oh, you said Sydney? You said Sydney.
I said Sydney. I'm sorry.
I was confused. I was like, who's Sydney?
Sydney is the owner of a women's tackle football team. But Kennedi.
Yes.
And Kennedi is joining us from Alpharetta, Georgia. She's a high schooler. She's a senior there, getting ready to go to UCLA after this season. We're talking to her about some of the protocols that she's going to implement and have in place. So for homecoming, I can get that you do that in the gym or auditorium or what have you. Where do you all do your prom normally?
It's at this banquet hall, I think. I don't know exactly the place, but it's a nice place. Like it's I think it might be at a hotel. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But so something like that.
A whole nother outside group of, did they clean it up? Is it sanitized? Is it safe? I mean, this is an unimaginable year for someone like you as a senior. Stuff that we never had to worry about before, you now unfortunately have to deal with.
Yeah, I know. The people in my class are so mad because they're like, our senior year is basically getting taken away from us.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess we'll see where it goes. But I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, they also like said we would go back to school when like it's been 3 weeks of a consistent decline of coronavirus in Georgia.
Okay.
So hopefully that's sometime soon, but I don't know because the cases are going up.
Right there and over here in Texas as well. So trust me, we can relate with what you all are going through. If there was one thing, Kennedi, that no matter what you could have this year as a senior, no matter what, if you had to give up the homecoming, if you had to give up, the tryouts for the cheer squad, if there was one thing though that you didn't want to have to give up, what would it be?
It would be basketball season because I love football cheer too, but basketball cheer, it's just so fun. Like the vibe is just amazing and it's always like intense and like the crowds are there too. So I don't want to give up my basketball cheer season because that means a lot to me, but I don't know, man, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good answer and good reason why. So let me ask you this then. You get basketball, you get to cheer, but because of the cases of COVID, you can only have 25% of the fans in the stands, if any at all. You still hyped about having it?
Yeah, I would still be hyped about having it.
Okay. So basketball must be the life over there in Alpharetta.
Well, actually, it's more like football based over here, but basketball, because our basketball team did not do too good last year. So it's like, But you remember the football team didn't do good either.
I was gonna say, you remember I pulled up y'all stats from the football team last.
Yeah. So the athletics haven't been too good, but it's always just like loud and like there's always something going on at the basketball game. So
yeah. We got Kennedi joining us here on the lunch break. She's a senior over there in Alpharetta, Georgia. Got family ties here to Texas. A lot of seniors this past year had virtual graduations.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, how would you feel if you had to have a virtual or a drive-through graduation?
Yeah, I wouldn't be too happy if I was them because I would definitely want to walk across the stage. My last time being a high schooler, but I mean they did a drive-through or drive-in graduation for my school, but it wasn't too bad. But it's just not anything compared to a real graduation.
Right. Absolutely. So if you had to have it one way or the other, if you either had to have it drive-through or virtually, which would you prefer?
I think drive-through because you have to actually go out and it's like something, like an event versus like going online to graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What somebody like Barack Obama or Mary or somebody like that was your commencement speaker because you were virtually?
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. That would be cool, but it's just like, well, I mean, I didn't get to see the graduation, the driving graduation. I just saw pictures. Do you know how they were?
I don't. I saw some pictures and just video clips of them, and they looked like they were pretty interesting. But I'm like you. Something about that walking across the stage. That's that sense of, man, I made it. They handed me my stuff. I got my handshake. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? It's just that's like that feeling that I want every young person to experience.
Exactly, and I'm sure the seniors this year wanted to experience that, and you get to take pictures while you're walking across stage, videos, all of that, and it just got taken away from them.
Not yet, though. We might be a little further along. Someone has just called in. Let's see if we can get them on the air. Hold on a second. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
It's Todd.
Hey, Todd. How are you?
Good, man. How you been?
I'm doing fine. We're going to have a little bit of an echo with you because I got Kennedi on the computer. But go ahead, Todd. Go ahead and ask your question or your comment.
I wanted to ask about these NFL players and opt out. Is this right here?
I'll tell you what. Do me a favor. Give me a few more minutes with Kennedi, and we'll come back to that. Can we do that?
You want to call back?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Give it about 10 minutes.
All right, I'll call you at 1:40. Okay.
Sounds good. We'll talk to Todd then. Good question, Todd. One of our long-term lunch breakers. So, yeah, I think the videos that I saw of the drive-throughs, they were kind of interesting. Like the car pulled up. They said the person's name on some type of loudspeaker or microphone or whatever, and the car would pull up, and the person would go and hand them the diploma, and they would take a picture from the car with the diploma, and then they would go ahead and drive through like that. Crazy, but it worked for that school. Your school is pretty big though, right?
Mm-hmm. There's 2,000 kids.
Yeah. They're gonna have to find something else with y'all.
Yeah, but I'm not too sure on what they did. I'm gonna have to look into that, but okay. I hope we don't have the same thing for our senior year graduation.
We got a little time.
Yeah.
We might figure some things out by then. What else have you been paying attention to and working on since we last talked?
Well, I was actually looking into the coronavirus situation with the NBA.
Uh-huh.
And as of I think July 20th, they tested 0 players in the NBA for coronavirus, or none of them tested positive.
Yeah, right. They've had a couple of I guess weeks of nobody testing positive, but then you got some folks that are violating the policies and the rules. A couple of folks going to some places that they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I saw that.
First just kind of got outside of the bubble and they got in trouble. Now you got folks that are just literally, just flat out not doing what they're supposed to do. So how would you feel if somebody did that? Let's say you were in your cheer squad and somebody said, oh, I got to go home and take care of something at my family, and then you find out that they were out at a restaurant or at a party or a club or something like that, how would you feel about that?
I think it would definitely make me a little mad with the person, because if you're on the team, you're supposed to be dedicated to the team and like or you're not supposed to, what's the word? What am I thinking of? Like, I wouldn't want you to do anything to jeopardize the team.
Sure, absolutely.
And I feel like going out of your way and doing something like, and lying about it too, is just making the problem bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and think about that. With a cheer squad, you literally need everyone in their positions or what have you, however you practiced it, especially when you got stunts and toss and things like that, which is going to be interesting for social distancing's sake. And now you're one person down because they've got to quarantine. Heaven forbid the rest of y'all have to quarantine. It could literally throw everything off.
Yeah, I think it's definitely your duty as an athlete to do what's best for your team while you're playing. So he's got to get it together.
I know that's right. I know that's right. What else? What else do you have? Because we had, and that's kind of what Todd was bringing up. So you haven't had anybody really test positive in the NBA since they've kind of been doing their thing. Russell Westbrook from here tested he tested positive before they got in the bubble. But since they've been in the bubble, they haven't had anyone test positive.
Yeah, and he was recently cleared for coronavirus.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. But then you got baseball where you got 14 people on one team that tested positive, and now you got other teams that don't want to go down there and play. And as Todd was talking, you've got several players in the NFL that have decided they don't want to play this year for various reasons concerning COVID-19. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that if the player doesn't feel safe enough to play, I feel like they should have the right to not play. I know like there's a bunch of NFL players like speaking out against like the NFL and talking about how they hadn't take like the safety precautions and like all like the recommendations from the scientists.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could understand if they're not doing anything like to prevent it. Like I know the NBA is doing a really good job with like the bubble, but I'm not sure what the NFL is doing.
Yeah, see, the NFL is not going to have a bubble. Every player is going to be able to come and go from wherever they come and go from. And that's why I think, to Todd's question, why you have, you got like 5 or 6 players from the New England Patriots that have opted out. A couple of them have medical conditions where I think one of them is a cancer survivor. Another one, his wife just had a baby. There are medical reasons why these guys choose not to do this. But again, it's not going to be a bubble. These guys are going to be able to go to whatever club they want to go to. They're going to be able to go to whoever's house they want to go to. They might be wearing masks, might not. Yeah, they're going to have to test to get in, but sometimes those tests give a negative today, and then 2 weeks later, they're actually positive because it was in what's called incubation. So I don't know. I understand why several of the players are deciding, not this year. Let's give it a little bit more time before we decide to come out there and play.
Yeah, and I think the NFL should be taking even more safety precautions, especially since like the amount of players compared to like the NBA players is just crazy. There's like, I don't know how many people there are. It's like 100 on a team.
So it's going to be somewhere between 57 and maybe a little bit more players per team. So 57 times 32. I really should know that off the top of my head. I don't, but I got a calculator on my phone, and I just hit the wrong button. Times 32. So we're talking 1,824 players. That's not including coaches, trainers, the people that help pick up the clothes and stuff, the support staff. So, you could be talking 2,000, close to 2,500 players and support people before it's all said and done. I don't know where you gonna set up a bubble for all those folks.
That is a good question, but I'm sure they can think of something else. I don't know, because if you're letting all players like roam free, go wherever they want, chances are somebody's going to get coronavirus and bring it back. So it's like a tough decision, but I understand why players are opting out, especially with, I know Russell Westbrook with his wife being pregnant. It's not a good idea.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
So, Russell Wilson. Yeah, I said Russell.
She just had the baby like last Thursday, Friday. When I had the baby's name and everything. The first name is Wynn. I forget the middle name, and the last name, of course, is Wilson. But you're right. So now he's going to be in that mixed environment and come home. You don't know this, but when somebody has a baby, that first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you don't want a bunch of different viruses and everything around the baby. You want it as pristine and as cleansed as possible. And then after that, yeah, you do have to, expose it to some outside stuff so that they can start building up their immunities. But you don't want it to be coronavirus.
Exactly. And babies are more, I think they're really highly likely to die from coronavirus too. So that just proves like it's valid to opt out, especially with like those like that going on at home too.
He's the second highest paid quarterback in the league. If Russell Wilson was to opt out, that would be significant. That would be a major development. Especially with Seattle being one of the potential Super Bowl contenders. If Russell Wilson said, "Hey, my wife just had a baby," maybe she has some concerns having just had the baby. Maybe obviously the baby still has some developing to do. I think I'm gonna sit this one out. That'd be significant.
Yeah, he would be taking a huge stance on that, and I'm sure there would be a lot of players who would follow in the lead of him as well.
Yeah.
But I guess only time will tell what happens.
Let me ask you this. What if we had Kennedi joining us here? She's our virtual co-host for this last hour, and she's been a virtual co-host and intern with us for a while. What if they offered you a chance to opt out before y'all came back? They said, now we're going to give y'all a chance to opt out if you don't think that you want to be a part of this right now for whatever reason. Would you opt out, number one? And number two, what would make you opt out?
As a football player or in my current situation?
Just in your current situation.
Well, personally, I wouldn't opt out. I understand like why people would opt out, but I feel like I trust myself to be safe enough like in this environment. And I already like go out obviously with like mask on, like, but I've been to like the mall where there's people not wearing masks and stuff, and like, but I've been like, social distancing, so I feel like it would be kind of the same if our season were to like go on.
I got you. I think this is Todd. Let me get him back in. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
What's up, AJ?
Hey, Todd. We just kind of talked about it a little bit, especially with the New England Patriots. What is it, 6 players over there that have opted out so far?
Correct. Yeah, we're up to 6. I think the main names people are going to recognize would be Patrick Chung, Hightower, and Marcus Cannon would be kind of the headliners of that group.
Yeah, I know Hightower and Chung are huge, and I know one of the guys, and I'm like Willie Gibson. I don't want to break HIPAA laws and be talking about people's medical stuff, but I know somebody's a cancer survivor. I know somebody's wife just had a baby. Todd, me and Kennedi, I think are right where we are. I don't have an issue with these guys opting out for whatever reasons they're choosing to opt out for.
Yeah, the gentleman you were talking to earlier on the show,
Willie Gibson.
Yeah, Willie Gibson. Man, Deontay Hightower was supposed to make $8 million.
Yep.
That's a lot of coin he's never going to get back.
Right.
So for him to say, there's a lot of dudes out there that would say, to tell their wife and kid, hey, look, I'm going to bubble myself. I'll see y'all after the season. You know what I mean? Where they would just probably isolate themselves from their family, just FaceTime, because they want that $8 million. You know, that's a lot of money. He's never going to be able to recuperate. So for him to do that, now with him, Hightower's been in the league a long time, so he's made a lot of money already.
Yeah.
So is Patrick Chung. So these are guys that have been in the league probably almost like 10 plus years now. But still, $8 million is that's a lot of money. To me, it speaks to the how they perceive how serious the coronavirus is, and how he's not willing. At least Hightower is not willing to sacrifice that time, you know, for the newborn child.
Yeah, and you know, we're talking about Russell Wilson and his wife Sierra. You know, they had their first son, and I mean, think about it. So Russell is saying to Sierra and newborn baby, I'm not going to see y'all in August. I'm not going to see y'all in September. I'm not going to see y'all in October. I'm not going to see y'all in December. I won't see y'all until the end of February. If he's talking about quarantining himself from them during the season. That's a long time, man, with a newborn baby, wife, all of that. That's a long, long time.
You know, I didn't know that part that Russell was thinking about doing that. That's the only way I see you could do it. You know what I mean? If Hightower was going to say, you know what, my baby's 2 weeks old, I do not want to risk my child getting this. You know, baby, I'm going to see you in February, maybe January if our season ends early. You know what I mean? That's really the only way to do it. If you do not want to compromise them, you have to cut off all face-to-face contact.
Yeah, that's a long time. I mean, let me get Kennedy back in here for a second, Todd. Kennedy, imagine your mom says, baby, I'm going to go to work, but mommy's not going to be able to come home for 6 months before I can come home and see you. You're a big old senior in high school. Tell the truth. How would you feel about that?
That would definitely highly impact me. I don't know. I wouldn't feel too comfortable if my mom went to work and like I didn't see her for that long, especially like being a high school student. Yeah. So I could only imagine like
with her, and you know, maybe y'all could Zoom and all that, but I mean, it's still not the physical family household that you're used to. I mean, honestly, what would your initial thought be? Oh, okay, that's cool. But after about, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's like, well, dog, mom, when you come home?
Yeah, I would try to go with her. No, but I don't think that probably wouldn't be possible. But I feel like it would be worse for a newborn baby in that situation, because that's when they're supposed to be getting used to everything. Right. And like making those connections and relationships with their parents.
Yep.
But yeah, I would not like that at all.
Yeah, stand by. Let me get Todd back on here. See, and Todd, I tried to normalize it for her, but like she says, that's a whole different deal when you're a mother who just had the child. God forbid there's any postpartum situations going on, plus they've got another toddler in the house. So you've gone from having just the toddler to a toddler and a newborn, and your husband's gone for 6 months. And like you said, the best way to do it is to quarantine from them. That's a lot, man. That's a lot to ask.
It is. I mean, do I see a franchise quarterback doing this? And probably not. I mean, most of these franchise quarterbacks making anywhere between 20 and 40 million a year.
Yeah.
Where with that range. So do I see some of those guys saying, you know what, I can't see my family for 6 months, but the sacrifice is worth it because the earnings that I can help them down the road and future generations is worth it? Yeah, I see them doing that because just that money is just so insane that they're making on that franchise QB level. I don't see a franchise quarterback doing it unless it's a guy later in his career, like a Drew Brees or something like that.
Yeah,
that's made a ton of money. But I can't envision that. I can't. Who's the biggest one right now, name-wise? Would it be Hightower? and stepping away,
Yeah, I would definitely say Hightower.
So obviously we got plenty of time between now and the season. Other people could come out and say, man, I just don't feel comfortable with this. But I'm not surprised. I'm surprised it's taken this long. And what I'm real curious is this going to, check this out, AJ. If we have guys like Hightower willing to step away from $8 million, and college athletes don't even get paid to play,
right?
Why would I play college if I'm not even getting paid to do this?
Well, I don't know if you saw the latest article report that some of the top-rated athletes coming out of college are talking about sitting out. They're talking about doing it like the Bowls. Like, hey, listen, I'm already pretty much going to be a first round, second round pick. Why would I go out there and suffer whatever possible things that I could suffer by trying to play? They can work out and do all the kind of stuff that they can do in close confines and pretty much be okay.
Yeah, man. Let's take Trevor Lawrence, for example, right?
Yep.
He's already going to be a top 5 pick right now.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I don't know his family situation, economics there. Well, what's the point? And I'm sure there's already other top-rated guys.
Yep.
So if you got guys like Hightower and other guys wanting to walk away from millions, right?
Yep.
Why, as a college athlete, why would I put myself in harm's way when I'm getting paid zero?
I'm serious. If I'm Trevor Lawrence, they've already got 30 plus cases of COVID on the team. It's in a hotspot area. I ain't going out there.
And even what worries me the most, and Kennedy could probably chime in on this because she's in high school as well. I don't see how the high school is going to work. They don't even test, right? So when they show up, I know Kennedy mentioned they had their first practice. I think the football team had their first practice.
Yeah.
All these kids came together. You don't know where they've been vacationing at, right? Where they've been. You brought them all together. Someone could have already had it, and then you spread it to a few other kids, and you got to quarantine the whole team. I don't know how high school, I can't wrap my head around high school even making it a season when you have no testing. I don't even see how you could, and no bubble. I don't see how that works.
Yeah, that's like I said, man, it's one thing with the college, another thing with the pros, but on that high school level, man, I really am so disappointed, almost heartbroken, man, that they are literally not erring more on the side of caution with these kids, man. These are kids. And we already talked about some of the disadvantaged areas up in Ohio. They're not testing at Withrow. They're not testing at Hughes. They're not, and a lot of these kids can't afford the medical consequences of, getting sick through football practice, what have you. And I'm going to tell you, that little nonsense insurance that they give them, that little stuff that you sign when you come home, I don't ever know of a case where that thing has kicked in and done anything significant. So you're just putting these kids in an unnecessary situation for what?
Yeah, I think. Oops.
Go ahead, Kennedy.
Go ahead, Kennedy.
Well, like in my city, I guess they're really trying to push the football agenda, and trying to make sure that these seniors and juniors, get the what is it called, the exposure.
Okay, right.
So they can play football in college, but I don't think they're thinking of the bigger picture behind it and how it can really affect everybody in our area.
Right. And again, you got some kids that they have enough film already down where, the college scouts have been looking at them since they were juniors or sophomores. Obviously, you have some that need it this year to be able to propel themselves, on those radars. But I don't know, man. At some point, an adult's got to step in the room and say, I know this is what you want, but this is what's best. And I'm sorry, I'm not hearing it from a lot of governors, a lot of lieutenant governors, a lot of heads of school boards and what have you. And I'm not trying to make this political. I promise you I'm not. But I'm not hearing a lot of folks say, listen, on this level, we're going to err on the side of caution. I know, and guess what? You can make calls to these scouts. You can make calls to these schools. You can make calls on behalf of your kids. That's what athletic directors and head coaches, that's part of their jobs. Do your job instead of risking those kids. Y'all about to get me fired up now. So
I mean, there's other ways you could do. You could have a combine later in the year, right, AJ?
Right.
Just do something, individual drills of just seeing athletically how they are and do the best you can, right?
Yep.
But, you know, I can't wrap my head around it. You know, like up in the Dallas area where I live, in Richardson, Richardson High School, Richardson ISD has already said if somebody gets, a football player gets COVID-19, automatically the whole team, you know, quarantines, right?
Yeah.
But that's just going to be a revolving cycle. You can't have a season like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't play one game, then you find out someone has it, then everyone quarantines for 2 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. The high school thing really gets under my skin because I just don't understand why it's so important to play.
Yeah. Let me get Shirley Walker King's comments in. She was replying to one of the other lunch breakers, and she said, there's a business element to all facts of life. Sports is a business. The military is a business. And with all businesses, you must learn to adapt and overcome. And then she said, let me be clear. Military personnel are not only separated from their families during wartime, it's a part of the process to be and stay prepared in the event of wartime. I get that. I get that. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's a little bit of a different situation. And again, I know it happens in wartime. I know there are times when guys, they'll leave, their wives are pregnant, and it's a long time before they come back, and those kids have been born and, you know, have developed personalities and what have you.
Yep.
You know, I don't know. You know, it's sports, it's a business, and it's the business of sports. So good comment, Shirley Walker King. Todd, got to get ready to go, man. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you. Runner-up for Caller of the Year for 2020.
Man, I got to find out the qualifications for Caller of the Year. See how Keith beat me.
Yeah, he blew you away, man. It was, you know, what we always say about the Hall of Famer. If I have to think about if you're the Hall of Famer, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was the final straw. It's like, let me just go and give it to Keith. It ain't even close no more.
Okay, if I'm going to lose to somebody, I don't mind losing to Keith.
Yeah. There's always next year, man. There's always next year.
All right, next year. All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Kennedy. Have a good one.
All right, Todd. Tell the whole
Bye.
family we said hello. Todd's a good dude. So anyway, Kennedy, a lot to think about. We're going to be praying for you as you get ready to kind of go through some of these things. When you can, come back, share with us, let us know what's going on. Always, if if there's a story or something you want to follow, like I was ready for some Megan Thee Stallion updates and stuff like that. I'm still trying to figure out how old boy thought he could get away with that right there. I didn't get my this mask out. I got my ski mask out because I was ready to roll up. Like, yo, bro, we need to talk to you about some things. So yeah, well, whatever updates you want to bring to the table, you know, I already know. Get them together. Let's get back together. Okay.
Okay, I will.
All right. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, baby girl.
My Instagram is at It's Kennedy Love. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the only platform I have. I also have Twitter, but I'm just getting started on Twitter. So once I get up there, I'll let y'all know.
Let me do you a favor, man. Don't do it. Twitter is like it's a whole nother lane, man. Twitter is a whole nother lane.
Yeah, people be going hard on Twitter.
Oh my God. And don't know you from Adam and be talking to you like they're your mama and your daddy all in one. And I'm like, man, listen, my mama and daddy don't even talk to me like this. So, but be safe out there, okay? We're going to have you back again real soon.
Okay, thank you. You be safe too.
All right, y'all. Kennedy came in and did it as she always does. We love you, baby girl. We'll talk to you soon. And we appreciate her dropping in on us. We'll get her back. We got to get Darian McWilliams back on as well. I've been promising him that for a while. I'll get with his parents and see what we can do. Try and get him back on. But, at the end of the day, it's a lot to think about. It's just a lot to think about on what's going to happen with these virus situations with the grown-ups. I mean, with the pros, NFL, Major League Baseball. Let me ask you this question before I go, and I got to get ready to go. What if Katy High School had 14 players test positive on the baseball team or the football team or the basketball team? Y'all still just pushing ahead? I mean, we still just, they're going to be fine, and we're pushing ahead? If I'm North Shore, I don't want to play Katy, and they got 14 outbreaks on one team. If I'm the Woodlands, I don't want to play Katy. You know, if I'm Cibolo Steel, I don't want to play Katy. And you got that going on. I mean, at some point, it's got to be bigger than just we forging ahead. I'm telling this herd immunity with this right here is not the move. I'm telling you right now. Have we developed herd immunity on the flu? No. People still get the flu. Have we developed herd immunity on the common cold? No. People still get the cold. But you have stuff to treat that. I know everybody wants to, what's the drug that the doctor, wait a minute, the pediatrician in Houston has been treating people all the way up. She said her oldest patient was, what'd she say, 80-something, 90-something? I'm not going to lie. My first comment was, she lying. She lying. You're a pediatrician, lady. You can't tell me that you're treating 90-year-olds. But I understand it's COVID. Maybe they got her, you know, maybe she's doing some general practitioner work, what have you. But I'm just saying it's just a little risky right now. It's a little risky right now. So I hope they figure it out, especially when it comes to those kids. That's all I'm saying. And if you want to take, what's the drug? I'm not about to promote it. But whatever this drug is, if you want to take it, guess what? When you go to your doctor, you can say, hey, treat my mama with that. We want to see if that'll work. You can ask for it. But you know, it don't mean the whole world's got to take it because you give it to your mom and your daddy and your sister and them. Put it in writing. Put it in your living will that if you get COVID-19, if you go to the emergency room, you want to be treated with this concoction that the president and everybody else has been talking about. Do that. It's not that big of a deal. Doctors like you kind of coming in with some kind of medical savvy. I'm just saying with these kids, man, we got to be a little bit more err on the side of caution than we do with the college and the pros and all that other stuff. That's all I'm saying. Let me get out of here. Donnie McClurkin's up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, the latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. Of course, tomorrow we're going to be back with Winning Wednesday. I should hopefully have David Grubb, host of Heart in the Paint, and Kelsey Nicole Nelson, host of Listen In with KNN. If not, we're going to roll with what we got. In the morning, you got Erica Campbell and Griff Get Up Mornings. You can definitely check them out 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. You know what I always say? Let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it except wear your mask. Wash your hands for 30 seconds or more. Sanitize everything around you. Be sensitive to everybody around you. And when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, the racism. All right, y'all. I'm out.
1140 KYOK Conroe, Houston. The legend continues.
Are you ready?
All right, y'all. I sure hope y'all enjoyed the show. Willie Gibson, thank you, man. I sure appreciate you. We're definitely going to have you back. Man, it was so good to see Kennedy. Wasn't that a pleasant surprise? All right, y'all. And again, man, y'all, please stop making everything so political. Please stop making everything so political. If you want to use a certain drug or group of drugs, ask for it. Ask for it. If they tell you no, then work your way up the chain. Get what you want that you feel like is going to help you do the best you can, but don't force it on everybody else just because you want it. I was very honest with what I said when I heard the report about the doctor, when she said, I'm a doctor in this, I immediately looked her up. It said pediatrician. And then she said she tweeted patients all the way up to 80 something, 90 something. I was like, she lying. She's a pediatrician, but maybe, you know, she's got other stuff that she's been doing, or she's been called all hands on deck. My final diagnosis and my final interpretation or opinion does not matter. If that's what you want, ask for it, okay? Ask for it, but everything doesn't have to be a conspiracy. Everything doesn't have to be political. Not everybody is against the president, and doggone it, not everybody is for him. But we got to get through this virus together. That's the part I don't get. Why is racism negotiable, and why is health and social injustice issues negotiable? Why are those things debatable? I don't understand that. But anyway, y'all, let me stop. Let me get off my soapbox. Y'all be safe. Y'all be sensitive. Y'all be respectful. and we might make it through this together. Not this, but this. I love you all. We'll talk to you tomorrow.